Hello, my name is Roy Michael. I've lived here at the Lakes at Hemet West for 8 years now. I live directly on the property line between East Street and the big field directly east of our properties that last year we found out that they were planning on building a massive warehouse complex there. We started a petition. I've got 287 signatures on it out of the approximately 300 residents here at the Lakes at Hemet West. And this was going on late summer. And then in around October of last year, we were told that the project was canceled, that there was going to be, major changes in what they were doing and blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Got this in the mail yesterday from the city of Hemet stating that not only were there no changes made, well, at least very minor ones, but the project is up for review. Now, when they were saying that, there were going to be major changes, this was the sheet that I got from the Planning Commission last summer, showing 4 very large buildings, giant warehouses, eating up all the space. And this is the new revised edition. I'm not seeing any difference. They made some very minor changes. I think they're extending Costin Road now. Oh boy. And I get the feeling we weren't told the truth. In fact, in late last year, I went to the planning desk at City Hall and inquired about, what the changes were and, if the project was dead or what was going on, and was advised by the woman at the Planning Commission that, oh, I'm sorry, we can't release any information on that because we want to avoid speculation. Well, this is public information, and that planning desk, that's where you go to get public information on any projects going on in the city of Hemet. So, I was stonewalled. There was an article written by a reporter with the Press Enterprise last year, and when they went to the planning desk, they were told, no, we can't do that. They ended up having to file a Freedom of Information Act paper, which was required to be, responded to by the Planning Commission within 2 weeks, and I think 3 weeks later they got the information back, and it was just basically the original information that they're now saying that was, that was all done. Well, it's back. Those of us that live on East Street and those that live in the 2 houses on the perpendicular streets, Carefree, Dunes, those streets, received this letter. Nobody else in Hemet West was to receive it because they're only required to go out about 150 feet from the property line. Now, my goal is to make sure that everybody in this community now knows the threat of these warehouses being built. This is a massive, massive project. Now, there's this paper, I'm not going to read it all to you, and we've also got 80-some pages of the project review. And definitely not going to read all this to you, but I've read all of this. Just to give you an idea what's happening here, we're talking about a major warehouse project. Going to be extremely noisy, dirty, and traffic congestion, and it's going to be a 24-hour facility, which means semis coming and going 24 hours a day. Now, to give you an idea of the size of this project, there's going to be over 1,000 parking spaces, including 210 semi-trailer parking spaces. Just to give you an idea of the scope and scale of this thing. I've got a lot of this yellowed in, so we can go through it. There will be wall-mounted interior or exterior lighting on the north, south, east, and west lengths of each building. There will be provided pole-mounted lighting around the entire perimeter of the project site and throughout the proposed parking and trailer stalls. My bedroom backs right up to this, and so does a lot of us here on East Street. The light pollution alone is going to be crazy. Now, the project is going to take approximately 14 months to complete. And we all know no project is ever completed on time. So you're looking at least a year and a half. Now, during this year and a half, the project hours, construction will be between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So half of each entire day, we're going to be bombarded with the noise of construction. On Saturdays, it's 7 to 6 p.m. They're closed on Sundays, thank goodness. But the project, like I said, is going to be a 24-hour project. Now, the things that come with warehouses, when I was getting the petition signed, a gentleman came in who had worked extensively in the warehouse business. And he said, man, they are noisy, they are dirty. He worked for a warehouse that they actually had a rat czar. A rat czar? Yeah. He was the guy for 48 hours a week that was charged with keeping the population of the rats down. Why do rats like warehouses? Cardboard boxes. The glue on cardboard boxes is a tasty treat for rats. They actually search it out. Plus any of the other things like trash that are being thrown down there and food waste, trash cans that they can get into, there will be plenty of rats. There's no question about that. Now, that field has had rats before and ground squirrels, but since it's an open field, the local coyotes really kept the population of those down. I actually saw one of the coyotes do one of those jumps up in the air and down. He was about 30 yards out, and he caught him. I mean, that was our rat population control and squirrels and mice and things like that. As far as how close it's going to be, 137 feet from the property line. That's just a little bit over the length of 3 of our manufactured homes. That's not a long way. Now, I've lived here 8 years. At night, this is so quiet around here that you can hear the intercoms and the music coming from the car dealerships, which are approximately a quarter mile away. That's 1,320 feet. So at 137 feet, any noise that's coming out of this warehouse is going to be loud. And we're talking 24 hours. Now, if you're not familiar with semi-trucks, they're large, they're smelly, they throw a lot of noxious fumes in the air, and when they back up, they're required to have a safety beeper. Now, when these trucks come in the middle of the night, or all day long that you're going to hear it, you're going to hear this constant beep, 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 beep. And it's pretty loud because it's designed to be loud to warn people that the truck is backing up. Now, when a truck is unloaded, they're going to use forklifts because all this stuff comes in on pallets. And forklifts are required to have the same thing. Beep, 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 beep. Do you want to hear this all day long? Now, one of my biggest worries is that I know a lot of my neighbors here on East Street, and there are quite a few that are stroke survivors, including my wife, who have a lot of trouble sleeping and have no way to escape this. All night long. Beep, 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 all day long. Beep, beep, beep. Not to mention, can you imagine the noise from bulldozers and excavators that are going to be around for about a year and a half? Now, here's the biggest problem I have. What is a giant facility being built next to a very quiet senior neighborhood? Talk about the wrong place, It's like they said in Sesame Street. What doesn't belong? A major 24-hour warehouse district built right next to a neighborhood. Now, the copy of this, if you didn't get the letter, and the copy of this that you can download, I'm going to have in the comments underneath this post where you can click on them and you can get all this and you can read all this. Now, we have 287 signatures on the petition. And I'm going to open up the petition again. And we have a little over 900 members of this community. And I need to present this. And oh, by the way, they gave us less than 2 weeks to write a letter to them explaining, our differences in what is going on. Now, one decent thing is in here, there is an environmental survey that they took, and it definitely leans towards our favor. But keeping in mind that the city of Hemet has tried to keep this quiet since last October or November and saying it didn't exist, you make up your own mind on that, okay? So again, I'm Roy Michael. I will be back next week in the clubhouse. All right. This is my cat, by the way. And getting more signatures. And I have to put together a letter to be sent to the city of Hemet. And anybody that wants to help in that with a little bit more legalese than I have, it would be greatly appreciated. So I will keep you informed as best I can. I'm going to post this on all the Hemet West Facebook sites, plus all of the Hemet Facebook sites that I have for those of you that are not on the Hemet West websites and peruse those, okay? So I appreciate any help any of you can give. We really need the signatures because we need to show a very strong support on not wanting this project to continue. Roy Michael, you'll be hearing from me again. Thank you.